Hello everyone, welcome back to Your Journey Yoga. Today we have a little bit of a yoga flow and some meditation to honor the new moon we have today in Scorpio. There is a lot of shadowy, introspective, little mysterious bit of energy floating around us right now. So with the new moon, the moon is in darkness, right? It's the beginning of the next lunar cycle. And the sign of Scorpio is somewhat notorious for being very deeply emotional, intuitive, and again, a little bit mysterious. And all of this is happening today, November 1st, which also marks the date of the Celtic tradition of Samhain. And Samhain marks this transition from the end of summer as we begin the winter season. And within this tradition, there's also the belief that the veil is very thin between the physical world and the spirit world. So again, lots of intuitive senses coming online, lots of introspection, that shadowiness. And so what we have today is a yin-style yoga flow to help connect us with the wisdom and the intuition of our bodies. And then we will also close with a meditation to get our spidey senses tingling and open ourselves up to any greater wisdom that wants to come through. So whenever you feel ready, you can join me in a comfortable seated position. And you can start sitting on a block if you'd like to have some support here. And as you begin to come into your seat, just take a moment to really ground down through your sits bones and lengthen all the way up through the crown of your head. And then soften the muscles of your face. Let your shoulders be heavy. And we'll take a nice deep inhale in through the nose. And an exhale through the mouth. Inhale deeply. And exhale completely. And keeping your eyes softened or closed, we're just going to start to draw some gentle circles with the tip of the nose. Beginning to wake up a little bit through the muscles of the neck. And then switch directions. One more round of breath here. And then we're going to come back to a neutral spine. On an inhale, open your arms up wide, take up space, open through the heart. And as you exhale, reach the arms forward, round through your back. Inhale to open, take up space. Exhale to round. Inhale to open. Exhale to round. Inhale, reach your arms up towards the sky, lengthen your spine, open your arms wide as if you're holding the moon here. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, bring the left hand to the earth, right fingertips over to the side. Inhale to return to center. And take it to the other side. Inhale, rise back up through center. And then exhale, bring your hands down to the heart. Inhaling deeply here. And exhale out. Now we're going to extend the left leg out long. We're going to hug the right foot in. Now square towards your foot. Anchoring through your sits bones here. Take a nice tall spine. Keep your right thigh nice and heavy down towards the earth. And very, very slowly, begin to walk your hands down the leg. And what we're feeling for here is the body's edge. So a little bit of resistance in your stretch. And when you find that, pause. Find stillness. And begin to anchor into your breathing. And since this is a yin-style practice, what we're doing here as we meet the body's edge is we are giving the body the opportunity to open on its own time instead of pushing or forcing beyond where it wants to go. Giving the body's wisdom, its intuition, to an opportunity to speak here. So as you're holding, find a natural, steady breath. And notice where your mind is going. See if you can keep it open and clear and anchored into the now. And as you are in stillness here, tuning into the body, if you feel that the body begins to soften and open and invites you to go deeper, move slowly as you do so. We're going to do one more inhale and exhale here. And then use your hands to very slowly begin to rise back up through your spine. Now we're going to plant the right hand behind. We're going to lift the hips, open the heart, reach your left arm to the sky. And then slowly lower it back down. We'll take it to the other side. So send that right leg out long. Left foot hugs in. Face your foot. Lengthen through the spine. Let that left leg be heavy. And as slowly as you can, walk your hands down until you find that place of resistance, that edge. And your edge might be different on this side. Right? So this is a practice of learning to listen. Feeling the intuitiveness of the body. Soften your face, the jaw. Allow the mind to soften as well, anchoring here. Waiting, watching, and wondering, inviting curiosity to the sensations of your body. We're going to do one more inhale and exhale here. And then use your hands to slowly begin to rise back up. We'll plant that left hand behind, lift the hips, open your heart, extend that left arm. And then this time we're going to come into a tabletop from here. So start to come onto all fours. Either pressing into the tops of the feet or tucking your back toes. And on an inhale, drop your belly, gaze comes forward. Exhale, round your spine. Inhale, drop your belly. And exhale, round. One last time, drop the belly. And round through. Now we're going to bring the big toes to touch, neutral spine. Big toes touch, knees come open wide. And we're going to root down through that right hand as we inhale, lift the left arm to the sky, open your heart. And then we'll thread it through, bring the left ear and the shoulder down to the mat. You might reach those right fingertips up towards the top. And again, settling in to your breath. Observing sensation. One more inhale and exhale here. And then we will press into the right hand, extend the left arm to the side, and bring that hand back down. Anchor through the left palm, extend your right arm out, and then thread it through right ear, right shoulder, connect with the earth. Maybe those left fingertips extend forward. Letting the steadiness of your breath anchor you into stillness. One more inhale and exhale here. And then we're going to anchor through that left hand, and we'll send that right arm up and out. And bring that hand back down. Now bring your hands forward just a little bit ahead of the shoulders. And we're going to start to draw some circles with the hips. So move slowly here. Let your exhales take the hips back towards the heels, and your inhales bringing your heart forward. And switch directions. And then the next time your hips come towards your heels, settle into an extended child pose, lengthening the crown of the head and the tailbone in opposite directions. Letting your elbows rest on the earth. Belly is soft. A little pose of surrender. Connection with the earth. And also a bit of coming inward and observing what's going on internally. One more inhale and exhale here. And now we're going to root down through the hands. We're going to tuck those back toes, and we're going to lift up into a downward facing dog. And just find a little bit of movement here. Keep it soft and flowy. Then we'll settle into stillness. Think about drawing your heart towards your thighs, lengthening your spine as you let your heels be nice and heavy. Take a deep inhale in and an exhale out. Fill it up and let it go. Inhale up onto your toes. And take a little walk up towards the top of your mat. And find a ragdoll pose when you get there. You might give yourself a little extra space today. Maybe your feet come a bit wider than hips distance. And we're going to bring opposite hand to opposite elbow. Bring a soft bend into your knees. And allow the muscles of the neck to fully release and relax here. If you want to sway side to side, you can. And from here, we'll release that bind. And on an inhale, find a halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Halfway lift. Exhale, fold. One more lift halfway. And fold. Good. Now from here, we're going to step that right foot back, lower that right knee into our low lunge. And just pause for a moment here. Lengthen through your spine, pressing your hips forward. Inhale in and exhale out. One more inhale. And exhale, send the hips back into a half split. Drawing your hips in alignment with each other as you flex the toes up. Few rounds of breath here. Inhale and exhale. And we're going to roll back forward to that low lunge. And we're just going to toe heel that left foot all the way to the right edge of the mat until you come into your half pigeon pose. Take a moment to lengthen your right toes straight back behind you, level out your hips. And you might stay lifted here on the hands, on the fingertips. If you want to, you could even walk the fingertips back a tad and open up through your heart. Or you might choose to come forward and find a little fold. Body is still and soft. Breath is steady. One more inhale and exhale. And then begin to come back up onto your hands. And we're going to big step back to your downward facing dog. Walk it out a little bit here. And then we're going to bring that right foot forward, bringing the left knee down. Pausing here in our low lunge, lengthening the spine, press those hips forward. And then as you feel ready, making your way into that half splits. Hips are aligned, toes are pointed to the sky. Breathing here for a few rounds of breath. One more inhale and exhale. And then coming back forward to that low lunge. And we're going to bring that right foot over to the left side of the mat. Lengthening those left toes straight back behind. Level out your hips. Again, you might stay lifted here for a moment or two, opening up through the heart space. Or you might start to come into a fold. Letting the body soften and open. We'll do one more inhale and exhale. And then begin to come back up to your hands if you found that fold. Tuck those back toes. Step that right foot back, downward facing dog. You might move it out a little bit again here. And then we're going to lower down to those knees. Cross the ankles behind you. Use your hands to roll through to a seat, sending your legs out long, and just begin to lower down onto your back. Hugging your knees up towards your chest, maybe finding some circles or a little bit of rocking side to side. And then allow your knees to melt over to the left. Maybe that right arm cactuses or extends. Letting your legs be super heavy here. And then move through center. Allow your knees to melt over to the right. And then bring it back to center. And we're going to come into Supta Baddha Konasana, soles of the feet together, knees wide. We're going to bring the hands behind the head and let your elbows open up wide, snuggling your shoulders underneath your back. Allowing your elbows to be heavy, your knees and thighs to open wide. Close your eyes and just take a moment here. Body is resting in a open and receptive position as we allow our minds to be open and just simply observe how we're feeling, what's going on in the body. Creating a sense of spaciousness for intuition to come in. To connect more deeply in all ways. One more inhale and exhale here. And then begin to release the hands from behind the head. Begin to use your hands to close the knees together and then extend your legs out long. And we're going to come into the meditation portion of this practice. So if you would like to have a pillow underneath your head, a blanket over your body, or if you would even like to do this part of practice seated, you absolutely can. And as you come into whatever shape it is that you would like to be in for meditation, make any adjustments you might need to make so that you can allow your body to fully surrender into stillness. Letting your brow become smooth, your eyes to soften and be heavy, letting your jaw open and relax. Shoulders are heavy, arms are heavy. Inviting a sense of spaciousness to the heart, the chest. Allowing the belly to be moved freely by your inhales and your exhales. Finding a sense of groundedness through your hips. A heaviness through your legs. And just observe what sensations are present here in the body right now. That may be external and internal. And as you're feeling sensations in the body, see if you can release any storytelling, any labeling or naming. And just allow them to be sensations. Allowing them to move and ebb and flow. Letting the mind relax its desire to make meaning. Letting the mind relax from its tendency to ruminate or to plan. Creating space in the body, in the mind, and within your energy for whatever it is that may want to come through intuitively. No thinking, no making. Simply inviting openness to that which is beyond the physical realm. The magic, the higher wisdom, the knowingness that lies even further beyond what we can perceive physically. Nothing is coming through to you, just trust that if nothing else, this is a beautiful opportunity to let the body and the mind rest in clarity. If you would like to pause the video and remain here, please feel free to do so. Otherwise, you can join me in deepening your inhales and finding some subtle movement in the fingers and your toes. Letting this aliveness begin to expand into your arms and your legs. If you are on your back, you can very slowly begin to bring your knees towards your chest and roll onto one side for your fetal position. This opportunity for rebirth, just as the moon is doing herself, laying to rest what came before and creating space for newness. Very slowly you can begin to press your way up into a comfortable seat of choice. Bringing hands together at heart center and bowing the chin to the chest. I hope that this practice was supportive for you with all of the energies we have surrounding us with this new moon in Scorpio, this thin veil between the physical world and the spirit world. this time of death and rebirth and celebrating all of it. I wish you well, and I look forward to seeing you in the next practice. Namaste.